because I don't see myself as that person. Like I've never looked in the mirror and saw myself as being a severely overweight person that couldn't fit in something. But that was my reality because I could not fit.
It's something about her, she got a vibe. I can't deny it when I'm around her. I feel it inside, I feel like the sky.
Happy Saturday. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm Talana Renee. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. It is now Saturday. I didn't really get too much of a chance to vlog during the week. As you guys may know, I do work from home. My job is somewhat demanding, and so during the week, especially now towards the end of the year, when we're wrapping up, things are just a little bit more hectic than usual. So between now and maybe December, I might only be able to vlog on the weekends. But one thing that I have decided to do new on my channel is to start documenting my weight loss outside of just these vlogs. So like right now, the only time I think I've ever really talked about like my weight loss challenges or struggles or in the middle of these vlogs can sometimes be kind of long. So I was thinking about, well, I guess I've already done it. So if you're seeing this video, then you already saw my first weekly weigh-in. So just thinking about doing weekly weigh-in videos, talking about my actual numbers, because I think in all my videos outside of that weigh-in video I just went up, I've talked about how I'm losing weight, how I'm on this journey, but I haven't really felt comfortable talking about the actual numbers. And I think that has a lot to do with, I don't know, being embarrassed or ashamed, which I know I shouldn't feel, but you know, I've kind of struggled with my weight on and off throughout the years, but in my mind, I've always still been the smaller version of myself. Even when I haven't been, in my mind, I've always been the smaller version of myself. So having to say those numbers and having to say them out loud and having to tell other people is something that I'm just not comfortable with just yet. And no, I'm not ashamed of myself. Well, maybe I am. I mean, if you do something to your body that you don't like, I mean, you know, when I say ashamed, like I'm not, like I love myself. I don't dislike myself. I don't hate myself. There's nothing on myself that I hate. But I'm disappointed that, like, you know, I've gone down these weight loss journeys before. I've done the work. I've lost the weight. And then I've just allowed myself to get out of control again. And that's the part that's more disappointing, because it's like, dang, girl, you know what you're supposed to be doing. You know the assignment. Like, what is wrong with you? So, I mean, that's the part it's like when you know, it's like you know all the answers to the test, but yet for some reason you just like, forget it. I'm just not taking the final exam. I don't care. I'm just not going to answer these questions. So that's kind of like how I feel. It's like, you know better. And I hope when I'm sharing my journey that I'm not offending other people who are plus size, because I am plus size. So, you know, and I've been plus size the majority of my life. So nothing against anybody who is plus size, who enjoys being plus size. But for me, I just don't feel like, I don't feel like myself anymore. Like, you know, even at my smallest, I was still plus size. And I just want to be that smaller version of myself. I mean, between like, I got a closet full of clothes I cannot wear that I'm just like, I just cannot get rid of, because I'm like, I was in denial. I mean, literally, I would say 90% of my closet I cannot wear, because that was the smaller version of myself. And I have not come to grips with the fact that I need to let that go, because I keep saying I need to get back there, not let it go. Don't let it go, because you need to get back there. So, I mean, it's stuff like that, like my clothes not fitting. Or it's things like, I mean, this one was pretty bad. I mean, I think I had my first wake up call about my weight when I went to King's Dominion, and I went to get on a little merry-go, a little thing that takes you up on the swings in the air, and I couldn't fit on the ride. And granted, I wasn't even at my heaviest then. I think I was like 268, 266, maybe 265, maybe 270, somewhere between that range. I couldn't get on that ride. And that was the only ride I couldn't get on. But then other rides in the park, they were a little snug. And I'm obsessed with amusement parks. So the thought or the idea that I can't fit into rides on the amusement park was like what the entire that was one wake up call. But the sad part is that I didn't fit on that ride. And do you think I went home and lost any weight? No, I sure didn't. I think I said I was 260 something, maybe 270. And at my highest in August, I was 305. So no, I did not learn a thing from that incident. And I don't know, maybe COVID had something to do with it. Man, I guess COVID did have something to do with it. Because I just literally sat on my butt for a year. But still, to have something like that happen that I thought was so embarrassing. I was so mortified that happened to me, because I don't see myself, and maybe maybe it goes back to my denial issue, because I don't see myself as that person. Like, I've never looked in the mirror and saw myself as being a severely overweight person that couldn't fit in something. But that was my reality because I could not fit in that ride. Oh man, I could not fit. I mean, and so now, like, I've moved to Florida, and I think I still have a little bit of PTSD from that incident because it happened in 2019. So like right before, the whole pandy happened. And I'm living in Florida, and I'm not that far from Universal Studios. And so, like, I went to Universal Studios for Halloween Horror Nights, and there were rides there that were open that did not have weights. But I was too scared. I was too scared to get on the rides, because if I would have tried to get on the ride and it did not fit me, I think it would have broke me. And not saying I was going to like this whole depression thing, but like, oh man, my feelings would have been hurt. It would have been. So now what I find myself doing is, because for some reason, I don't know what's wrong with me, but since 2010, I've been using this app called Lose It. So literally since 2010, I've noticed I have recorded my weight, if not on a monthly basis, a quarterly basis. So I have all this data. So I just keep going back to that time, that moment in time, to see what my weight was, to wait till I get significantly under that before I try to get my butt back on a ride, because God, I don't want to be embarrassed no more. And it wasn't just being embarrassed. It's like, it's something you love. Like, I love amusement parks. So like, to not only have that embarrassment of not being able to fit, but then to not be able to do something that I love. Yeah, that was tough. That was really tough. And then my silly butt didn't even lose weight after that. I gained an additional 30 pounds because, no. But it's crazy. Since I have used Lose It since 2010, I realized that my lowest since 2010, so my lowest in the past decade, has been 206 pounds. That's been my low. And then I went back, I think between 2010 and maybe 2015, I think my high got to like 230, 240, maybe 250. Let's just say 250 just in case, maybe 250. But then in 2015, I got back down to 200 again. And then since 2015, we've been on the wrong direction. We have been going the wrong direction since 2015. But it seemed like when I was looking at it, I don't remember off the top of my head anymore, but I was looking at it, it almost seemed like I was gaining like 20 pounds, 10 pounds a year, which is what it was looking like. So, not that great. Not that great at all. But yeah, that is pretty crazy. And the sad part is when I was 206, I was begging to be 180. So, like I said, I've always struggled with my weight. I spent the majority of my life in the 200s. And for the first time in my life, I reached 300, which was very scary for me because that just told me that I was just getting completely out of control. Like, I remember when I hit 250 for the first time, I almost died. So then to go from that extreme to now, I was literally, the scale said 305. That was, oof. Yeah. But I'm really, my goal is to put that into the rearview mirror, not to allow that to happen again. And the good news about having some of these setbacks in the past is I feel like it's helped me be a little bit better equipped this time with knowing what I should and shouldn't do because, it's not like we haven't done this before. It's just, I need to make a commitment to myself this time that if once I do this again, I need to maintain it and keep it off. I need to stop reverting back to bad habits because I'm not invincible. A lot of the stuff that was happening before was in my 20s. So I didn't feel a lot of the effects of like my extra weight. Now I do. Like my back hurts. My knees be hurting sometimes. Like, not like when I'm walking and stuff, but like when we be going to boot camp, we gotta do them burpees. Like, he wants me to get off the ground. I'm like, whoa. This is like 270 pounds we trying to get off the ground. This is not an easy feat. So, and then what else was I doing? I was doing something and I was breathing all heavy. I think y'all saw in the vlog too, just moving the freaking clothes from the dryer to the washer. Was it from the hamper to the dryer? Wherever it was, I was breathing heavy. I felt like I heard myself and it sounded like I had ran a marathon and all I did was move my arms. And I'm like, I don't want to live like that. Now, granted, I don't get tired when I walk outside, but I don't want to sound like I'm tired either. I don't want to sound like that either. And when I went to the doctor, I mean, granted, I already knew I was obese, but this denial thing I keep telling y'all about, like I have denial. And when I saw the paperwork and they put my weight, and granted, I knew my weight because I've been weighing myself on a constant basis. When I saw my weight at the doctor's office, I was like, yeah, 278, yeah. I'm getting low, I'm not 300, yeah. And then I see the words, was it just obese or was it morbidly obese? I don't remember what it was, but the word said obese next to it. And I was like, well, damn. Way to be a buzzkill. I was like, that is such a buzzkill. Like, yes, I know I'm fat. Yes, I know I'm fat. But can we just celebrate this number real quick? Because your girl was just 305 in August. So I'm feeling myself right now. So yeah, it was a little buzzkill. But at the same time, I was like, yeah, 270, yeah. So, I think I shared that my overall goal was to be no, that's not what I said. I said my overall goal was to lose 50 pounds by my birthday, which is February 9th. So, 20 more pounds to go, roughly. Who knows? I'm not great at math, so I'm not going to sit here and try to do the math or do the numbers. If anyone else is good at that, feel free to add the numbers below. But yeah, 269.5. Which is what I said, a glass of water away from 270 again. So hopefully we can add some distance between that because I want to see myself inching closer to the 250. So, but yeah, I just want to give you guys a little quick update on and I said I wasn't going to do all this weight loss talk on my vlogs because I wanted to separate them, but then I ended up doing it again. It's just for some reason when I start talking about it, I kind of become like a motor mouth, and I find it's easier to talk about it in the vlogs versus like when I had to do that sit down video for the weigh-in. Like, it was brutal. Like, I don't even know why it was so brutal, but like I felt like a deer in headlights. It was just so hard, whereas now it's like I don't really have it feels a lot more fluid for it to come out. But I also know it's not as easily digestible when I add it to such long content. So we'll see. Who knows? I'm so new. I don't really know what works right now. Right now, we're just kind of like throwing spaghetti on the walls, right? It's like whatever. Let's just try and figure out what's sticking. Something's gonna stick, right? Hopefully, maybe. Who knows? So, I mean, if it doesn't, and all I get from this is losing weight, then like, hey, that's the goal right there, right? You know, because gotta hold yourself accountable. And I finally, so, and the other part about this is so hard is that like I'm such a private person. Like I'm so private. Like I don't share anything with like anyone. Like at all. Like I just got back on Instagram after maybe 6, 7 years, maybe 5 years. I don't know. I'm not on Facebook. It's just because I always feel like this stuff is so intrusive and like everybody's in your business. So like doing this is so out of my comfort zone. I haven't told anybody that I have a YouTube channel. I'm not telling anybody I'm doing this because I don't know. Maybe I don't want to say like I'm embarrassed, but it's such a vulnerable side of myself that I don't show in my everyday life. That like I don't know if I'm ready for the people that I know to see that side of me. And kind of like I don't want them to know how fat I am too. I mean, granted, I'm pretty sure people are looking at me like, girl, they don't need you to tell you their numbers. They know you fat, but at the same time, I'm like, God, I'm not ready for people to know that about me yet. But I did one step in a positive direction. I did tell my friend, one of my close friends, that I started a YouTube channel. And he knows I'm so private. So it took me like 5 minutes to get it out. I was like, I did something. I don't know how to tell you this. I mean, it made it sound like I had like did something like crazy, you know. But I was like, I started a YouTube channel. You know, of course she was happy for me, but like talking, yeah, it's just very, I'm just a very private person in my real life. So this is definitely a step outside of my comfort zone. And I keep trying to like watch other videos and like ask people, I'm like, how do you do it? Like how, you know, how does this happen? And you know, everybody just says it takes time, but I'm hoping they're right. Which is why it took me so long to actually start documenting, you know, this stuff. Like, I thought about vlogging when I was going through my NACA journey to purchase my home and talking about that experience, because that was a whirlwind, you know, going through NACA during a global pandemic and, you know, moving across the country and, you know, closing on my home during the big peak of last winter, you know, in Florida from DC, you know, that whole house shopping process. When I moved in, you know, I've done so many projects on my house. I've done so many renovations on my house. All these things I wanted to document, and some of them I actually did. I just didn't have the courage to put them on YouTube. There are a lot of videos I've actually recorded that are just like laying somewhere because I don't know. I don't want to say I'm shy, but I think I'm shy in that sense. And in person, I feel like I'm outgoing, but I'm also very private. I'm a very private person too. I don't know, maybe I have an issue showing my vulnerabilities. I don't know. Maybe that's what this is. Who knows? But yeah, I just want to give you guys a quick little update on that.